What is the best way to develop archery muscles and archery strength? Well, it's to pick up a bow and go shooting. But what if you've got an injury, or events like those that took place in 2020 happen and you can't actually get out? I've got a solution for that. This is the Accubow. Now, this is a training bit of equipment, and in my opinion, it is one of the best training pieces of equipment out there. They do have their second version out where the cams can fold in, so it's a lot easier to take and to travel. But I've got the old one, so that's what I'm doing a video on. So there are a lot of benefits from this. First and foremost, unlike the other training equipment that I've seen, this one you can actually dry fire. That's pretty important because that can teach you release, that can teach you a lot about how to shoot, doing a full release. So that is pretty damn important. And it's able to do that because this is just a resistance band. That's it, it's a resistance band on two cams. This cam, the bottom one, you twist, very loud, very noisy, but by twisting it, you are upping the draw weight, which is pretty damn good. And it's something that I've recommended for people who have injuries, going through rehab, or they're trying different styles of archery, because yeah, you can get a 20-pound bow and then maybe you can swap out the limbs if it's an ILF setup, or if that option is available in general, but there's a lot of issues to it. Whereas if you are recovering from an injury, you've already got your bow. This, however, is a nice way of just rebuilding those archery muscles. And if what you've currently got it set at is just too much, there is a button right here on the bottom. You press it and it loosens it. Wonderful. Now the setup that it has itself, obviously it has a stopper here because, as I said, this is just a resistance band, and without it, it will go everywhere. So this is a pretty good feature. Spirit level, so you can practice keeping the bow level even when it's at length, at draw. You've got an option, 2 mounts at the front. This one will connect a laser that comes with it, so you can aim the bow at the wall with the laser on, and you can really focus on how straight you can actually keep your aim. You can see the slight movements that you make, which I think is really, really cool feature. The bottom tap, of course, is for a stabilizer. Now obviously this doesn't need a stabilizer, but again, it helps you build that weight, and it helps your muscles recognize what they're going to have to do when it comes to shooting. And this really is as good as it gets, in my opinion, for training gear. When you have the bow, you can draw it up, you can line, and you can release. Or if you're practicing more thumb releases like I am, you can start gripping without worrying about having to do it on an actual bow. Even if it's a weak bow, the issue that I've had is, okay, I've never done this style of shooting that much before. I don't really want to tempt fate by knocking an arrow onto the bow, but at the same time, if my thumb gives way, I've just dry fired a bow. That's a lot of problems. But with this, it's not an issue. There is also one little feature, which is a really good feature that I want to tap into just before I go into the negatives of this bow. And that is right there. Right there is a tap. Now, this tap allows for the Accubow phone mount. This is a really good idea. It's something I really like. However, every single review I found of the Accubow phone mount say the same thing. The phone mount is not that great. Now, I have an expensive phone. I have the Samsung Z Fold. And I don't want to risk my phone in something like this where my phone can fall out and fall to the floor. I'm not going to risk that. It's just not going to happen, which is a shame, because if they sort out the phone mount, the app that they have with the bow is really good. It's really good. It allows you to line up shots. So instead of watching in the real world, you'll be watching your phone or your tablet, whatever you can mount onto there. And as you're drawing back, whether it's for targets, I believe there's hunting in the app as well, it will give you some feedback to it, which is a really, really cool idea, especially when so many people are going in and out of lockdowns, like here in the UK. That would be phenomenal, but I just don't trust the phone mount. So, as that little segue into the negatives, let's talk about the actual negative of this bow. And it really is, for what this is, there really is only one negative. It is unbelievably loud. It is monstrosity loud. So, I work multiple jobs, as I'm sure most of you know. One of them means that I'm typically awake during the night more than during the day. So if I'm going to exercise, if I'm going to work out, if I'm going to do cleaning, most of that, it's going to be fairly late when I do it. It's not often that I'm awake at 20 past 11 midday when I've got a lot of things to do for work. And here is the problem. This bow is loud. This bow is very, very loud. My voice level hasn't changed. Are you ready? If you're wearing headphones, you might want to take them off for this bit. That's how loud it is. That's how loud it is. It is mental. So again, if I'm up at night and I wanna practice shooting, I wanna practice my form, I wanna practice a thumb release with canter and do the whole thing. Oh, it's loud and it makes me twitch. That went off because I've got the bow set quite weak. There you go. But there you go. I mean, that's really the biggest downside of this. Now, I would love Mandarin Duck to do a version of this. The problem is the versions that we keep coming up with, or I keep coming up with, they look too similar to this. And obviously we don't just want to copy what Accubow have done. They've seen a brilliant niche in the market. They've created a fantastic product, and we don't just want to come along and steal it. But I think more companies doing this would eliminate some of those big problems that this bow has. And even the newer version, the phone mount is still a problem, and the noise is still a problem. So if another company could come along and fix that, that would be really cool. But there you go, that is the Accubow. So if you are trapped inside, if you're in a little flat like I am with no garden, if you are going through any kind of rehab where your muscles aren't where they need to be, and you need to rebuild that archery strength, I absolutely recommend the Accubow. Whether it's the old version like this or whether it's the new version, either way, this is a brilliant game changer when it comes to home training equipment for archery. Let me know what you think. If you like the t-shirt, you can get yours at tailrain.tmail.com. All proceeds go to charity. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.